Hi everyone. Spirit's been bugging me to make this video, and people have been asking me about spiritual awakening and how do you know you're going through it, and does it hurt? Yes, it hurts. Extremely hurts. Really bad. I didn't know anything about spiritual awakening. I went to church. My grandpa was a preacher at the Assembly of God Church. I used to sing in the choir. I never heard of spiritual awakening ever. We were never taught about it. So when it happened to me, I didn't know what was happening to me, and nobody around me knew. At least they didn't say anything. I thought I was going crazy. I didn't know what going crazy had felt like, but that was the closest I could. The only thing I could come up with, pretty much. I was at work when it actually hit me. It was a trauma that started it. It was a breakup from somebody that I loved very much. It put me into it was a catalyst for my awakening. I went through a death and a rebirth. The death of the ego. I was narcissistic tendencies, or maybe I think I was tendencies, because both my parents are one's covert and one's whatever they are. They're a little narcissistic too. But when I went through my awakening, this is what they did to me: heartbreak, 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 and it was one right after the other, and it was massive. One heartbreak can kill a person. Imagine one right after another. I now have physical heart trouble because it was so intense and so traumatic. I'm still suffering from the after effects of it. It was massive. Everything and everyone that I knew had been stripped out of my life. I was like naked in the middle of a road, stripped of everything, and just put in the middle of the road and told to start over, pretty much. But I fought. I didn't know what I was, didn't realize at the end I was fighting myself. And what it was is Spirit was trying to get me to go inward. I didn't know what that was. You know, I had shut off all emotion at some age. I think it was like 14, something like that. And so what they do is they want you to go inward, because that's where all the answers is inside of you. So I remember just being traumatized. My dad's calling me dirty names on this side of the wall. I was not allowed to speak. Nobody wanted to hear me, what I had to say, nothing. I was silenced until I found myself rocking, sitting on the floor rocking, and that took me inward. That's how they got me to go in. I kept fighting, and I would hear them tell me, "Michelle, stop fighting, surrender," and I'd say, "Never." It's just the fighter in me. But when I realized it was myself I was fighting against, I surrendered, and I could hear again. I was pissed. I cussed the spirit, my spirit guides, and everybody. I cussed these angels. I cussed them all, because how could you let me go into something like that and not warn me? And they tell me, because how could we warn you of something that's going to be so traumatic? You know, you could have fought it. I mean, you would have resisted more. So I understand now, but I'm still, it's 5 years, 6 years later, and I'm still traumatized by it. The pain is real. To wake up a narcissist, they say it's forbidden, kind of, because it can kill them. When you find out, you know, the truth, it hurts. I had to face myself, and I seriously did not think I had ever hurt people. That was not my intention, but hurt people, and that was hard to face on my own. I many times thought about calling a therapist and whatnot, but it was the way it was. This is how I explain it, is I worked in the public. People used to hold the door open for me. But during this time, nobody would hold the door open for me. So the day they started holding the door open for me again, I was thrilled. I felt like, okay, it's gonna be all right now. But it hasn't been for me, because during that awakening, my oldest daughter started heroin, which was the drug that I feared, because when I hear that, I think of death. And so I was kicking doors in, looking for my daughter, and even my friends, so-called, were hiding my child from me and doing heroin with her. I'd never done heroin or anything, but the thought of my child dying, I used to tell him, look, if you sell my daughter heroin and she dies, I used to say some bad things, but I meant it, because if she dies, I die, tell him, and didn't give a shit. But yeah, anyways, it's been a battle during my spiritual awakening. I battled trying to save my child, and then the gang stalking, and being traumatized, being homeless, I'm still, now it's the energy weapons and the gang stalking, and then these tonight, there's snow on the ground, and so you can see the footprints and whatnot, but they have the audacity to still come up to my window, and it's my daughter, my youngest, had come over tonight to get her snow pants, and if she's here, staying here, and they do that, I can't tell you what might happen, because if they even think about crossing the line with my daughter, it's on. I guarantee it. It's not gonna be pretty. They'll run. Won't even have to say nothing. I just stand up. My energy will knock them off their feet. I will not tolerate it. Not for a second. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't know. Sometimes I think I wish I would have stayed asleep. But then again, I'm here for a reason. It's obvious, because every day I move with purpose. There's not no fun going on. I literally move everything I do with purpose. I don't get to just run around and have fun, whatever that is. This is not fun. This is chaotic, and it's sick. There's a third-party interference. This mind control shit, nothing makes sense anymore, not at all. I mean, they're saying these kids that are on these blue pills are like zombies, and in a sense, yes, but that's not true. They're our children. They're our loved ones. They're not zombies, and I refuse to treat them like that. I don't have the answers. Right now, I'm in the middle of sitting here being in hermit mode, and dealing with this crap, stalking me in my house, around my house. It's annoying. I've got so much proof, but who do you give it to? I called the cops last night. They didn't even come. It's just like, and it's so covert that it's really hard to get like really good evidence, because these SOBs, man, they've been trained. They really have. To be in the shadows, it's just a lot of illusions and annoying. I think the more I try to, I had a little bit of fun. I did have fun. Last night I took I had some leftover from the 4th of July smoke bombs, and they were out there on that playground, so I lit them up, threw them out there. Then I got this like pellet, it's a machine gun, but it's a toy, but it's got these water pellets. I was shooting that too. Gotta do something. I got a couple eggs. I didn't end up throwing the eggs because it turned daylight too quick on me, but yeah, I gotta do something. I got cameras set up. It's like, it's wasting my time. They're trying to waste my time. That's gotta be the point to it all. Is it because of my Rh negative blood? I'm not sure. It must be, because I don't think they're doing this to everybody here in this little small town. everybody's in on it. So, whatever. But the spiritual awakening thing, I truly believe that over 50% of people that have been diagnosed with some kind of illness like schizophrenic, I don't believe that's what it is. I believe that they started their awakening and it was stopped because the therapists and all of them don't want people to know. They don't want them to wake up, you know. So they want them on pills and drugged out and codependent on them, and they don't want them to rise. That's what it is, because when you start hearing, you start hearing. I've been preparing my whole life because I was talking to spirit before my awakening. I could hear clear, you know, so I was already prepared for it. But if you're not prepared and it just happens, it could make you feel like you're going crazy. And especially what happens if you go to a doctor and the doctor tells you you're gonna die. A lot of times you die because that doctor told you. For me, I wasn't about to go to some therapist to try to tell me that I'm this or that. No, I'll find out what I am. I don't need you to tell me nothing. Because I know inside me, I know me well enough to know that I'm not crazy. I'm the type of person that, look, I'm a realist. I'm not going to make up shit. I don't like to lie. Why would I lie and waste my life story? I'm just betray myself. I don't think so. That's not for me. Other people, it seems to be their thing, but for me, it's not. It's not a joke. This is my life story, and I'm not going to leave it being a lie, for sure. But it's serious for me because I don't want to leave my children here without trying to make it a safer place. If something happens to me, I want to try to make it safe for them because I won't be here if I'm not here to protect them. At least they know I tried. That's the one thing I really worry about. I don't understand these people. They've got to be under some kind of trance. It's a third-party interference. It's got to be. It's got to be. Because it doesn't make sense. When I was going through my awakening, it was like a light switch would go on and off, and my parents would attack me, and my little brother would come spit on me. I was just terrible shit, you know. And I can't trust nobody, really. I really can't. I sometimes don't even trust my older brother, you know. It's because I've been betrayed so bad, and yeah. So I gotta trust myself, and I do have faith in spirit. They guide me pretty well. Sometimes I get pissed and I cuss because it's real heavy duty shit carrying. It's a really heavy burden all alone when you don't have really anyone just, you know, to talk to and get it out to them. I guess that's what I'm doing now. I don't like to burden nobody with it, but I've been asked to, so I will. But when I start to get more comfortable with, you know, looking myself in the camera and saying everything that I say anyways, because I talk to myself, I even answer myself. If I tell my story to anybody around here, they seem to think that it's me calling them for some challenge. I don't compare myself to people, therefore there's no, you know, no, I don't think so. This is not a competition. But that's what they turn it into be. They want to one-up me all the time. Go ahead, one up, two up, three up. I don't give a shit. Just leave me the fuck alone then. If what I'm saying to you, I'm telling you my story, or if I'm telling you something about me, why does it have to be about you now too? Look, that's why I don't say nothing to them no more, because they take it as I'm trying to compare myself. I don't look at people with comparison to anybody. I certainly don't have the time for that shit. I'm not, you intimidate people. Okay, how? Well, you're confident energy. Okay, that might be my energy's confident, but not me. I'm just like you. You know, the same. I'm insecure sometimes. I hurt. I'm the same. It's my energy though. It's pretty. Well, yeah, it's like almost separate from me sometimes because I mean my energy. I walk with purpose. That's what it is. I remember I had this friend, so-called friend. He was Asian. We got really close there, and all of a sudden he told me one day, everybody hates you. And it was during my awakening. I'd said, how? I haven't done anything. And then I said, I know what it is. It's not that they hate me, they hate themselves. How about that? That's what it is. Zipped his mouth.